Alright, let's now move on and get consumer queries on loans, interest rates, investments, and we've got our guest, Mr. Harsh Vardhan Rungta, CEO of Apna Paisa, now joining us to answer all those queries. And let's try and pull up those questions that we've been getting on our second screen application. The first question, of course, pertaining to the central bank's decision to ban zero interest schemes for consumer goods. Our viewer there asking that why did RBI ban the interest rate scheme for consumer goods, and that's the first question there. Mr. Rungta, could you explain to our viewers the rationale behind the central bank going ahead and banning those zero interest schemes for consumer goods, especially ahead of the festive season? Many consumers were looking forward to such schemes.
Well, Shweta, let me just first clear up a misconception. 0% schemes have been banned 10 years ago. This circular only reiterates, and it's an extremely more detailed circular than the earlier circulars banning 0%, and the tone is extremely strict, which looks like it will this time around RBI will actually enforce this circular. But the 0% has been not been allowed by RBI for quite some time. As to why they do it, I think they mentioned that in the circular that when discounts are disguised in the interest, it is not a transparent way to sell to consumers, and they want banks to have a transparent way. So essentially, when you look at that mobile phone of 30,000 rupees and you pay for it 2,500 rupees over 12 months, that looks like a good buy, versus the phone being for 27,000 rupees, you still paying that 2,500 rupees for 12 months. That suddenly that interest cost appears to be high. So where the manufacturer passes on the discount to the bank, the consumers like it. When they pass it on to the consumer may or may not like it. So I think this is the irrational behavior of consumers, which I think RBI is forcing them to take a decision based on more transparency. Clearly it will affect sales.
It is something that's bound to affect sales. The next question coming for you, Mr. Rungta, is on home loans, and a viewer asking if home loan rates are going to rise here on. Of course, we've seen the central bank going ahead and hiking the repo rate. How will it translate into home loan rates? That's a question for you, sir.
Well, home loan rates have risen in the past 45-60 days, and perhaps they will rise a little bit more. So clearly, I think in the next couple of months we might see some increases, and it will also of course depend on the action that the RBI governor takes or RBI takes clearly. But yes, I think even from here a small increase cannot be ruled out in home loan rates.
Alright, so we will see more rate hikes. That's clearly something we should expect. The next question is, should I go in for a floating or a fixed home loan? I know, Mr. Rungta, you always ask this question from viewers whether they should go in for a floating or a fixed home loan.
Well, as you rightly said, this is a perennial question, and I think the standard answer also is that your viewers should know that this is not a one-time decision. People feel that if I take a fixed rate loan for 20 years, okay, that's it, I don't really have to bother. Unfortunately, that decision may go terribly wrong. A fixed rate loan you take when the interest rates are at the bottom of the cycle. At that time a fixed rate loan makes sense. Right now, clearly interest rates are anywhere but at the bottom of the interest rate cycle. Today a 20-year fixed rate loan or a 25-year fixed rate loan would be available at 11.75 to about 12.5%, which is about 1 to 1.5% premium over the current floating rates. Should you go for it? I think unless you are one of those players one of those consumers who require absolute certainty and who prefer absolute surety of their EMIs, etc., I think the premium that you pay is a little too high, especially considering the fact that you are probably at the very close to the peak of interest rates, although they can go up a little bit more. But clearly the cycle will turn at some time, and locking on to fixed rates at this stage doesn't really make too much sense.
Alright, Mr. Rungta, the next question is from another viewer who asks if it's better to take a home loan from a private bank or a public sector bank. That's the next question.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, there is a Chinese saying which says, what does it matter what color cat you have, black or white, as long as it catches mice. I think something similar applies to home loans as well. I mean, you should take loan from a bank that suits your purpose. In a home loan, there are just two things. So how do you choose your lender? I think people just look at interest rates. A big thing that you should look at is which lender will approve your property. It's very property linked, and not every bank is proficient at your property. So I think select your lender after you have selected your property. Obviously today a bank like SBI has a rate advantage. If your property is something that SBI will be in a position to give, and if you then definitely you should look at a player like SBI. If the property is not something that they can do, then I think the field is open, whether it is a public sector bank or a private sector bank.
The traditional notion, Mr. Rungta, always is that there is greater safety if you're going in for a public sector bank or any of that sort. So that really doesn't come into play when it comes to home loans, at least. Or that they'll be a little more considerate for public sector banks.
I have not understood. So if you're saying that if you default, they will be a little more considerate, if that is what you mean by safety?
Sure, yes,
is that
right.
what you mean by safety?
That's right, that they will be a little more considerate if you're defaulting.
Well, I think the days of the Wild West when the banks sent out goons to collect, etc., are fairly over now. We don't see, whether it's a public sector bank or a private sector bank, you don't really see that happening. The way collections now clearly happen is that if you don't pay, your credit record is going to be affected, and that will happen whether you are borrowed from a public sector bank or a private sector bank. In a home loan, if you default, and if the default is for genuine reasons, I think both banks will be considerate. So I don't think that should be a reason to choose one type of lender over another.
Over the other. Mr. Rungta, many thanks for joining us and sharing your views and answering those questions for our viewers. Let's move on now. Mr. A.V. Rajwade, consultant, currency and interest rate.